And we'll go live. All right. So, are we relaxed Guardians or are we recovering Guardians? Which one are we at today?
I don't know, bro. It's your podcast.
Well, you're right. Yeah. You're actually fucking...
I'm pretty relaxed, not gonna lie.
Okay.
I feel recovered and I am relaxed now.
All right. So, we welcome back to the Relaxed Guardians podcast because we are deep in the bowels of Destiny again. They just dropped the final shape. Big Ed Witness has been defeated. It did take
Bro, spoilers.
It did take a fucking long time. By all accounts, it was one of the hardest day ones that there has been, they were saying. And if it was a 24-hour day one, there would only be one person with the emblem.
That's actually crazy to me.
That's
Like, it was as bad as Last Wish, pretty much.
I think it was worse. Like, I think it is the hardest piece of content they've ever released.
Yeah. And people was like, I was talking to Agnikai the other day, and he landed on the second encounter, and that's where he stayed.
Got further than me.
So
12 hours in that fucking starter room, bro. I didn't even see the raid.
Wow.
I'll put my hand up. I gave up on day ones. I did two, and I was like, I'm never fucking doing this again. I spent 19 hours on Atrax, and I was like, fuck this shit.
Every year, I think it's gonna be different. This will be a good run, and every year I'm reminded.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard, man. It's a fucking hard graft. So let me step back a bit. So obviously we've had Pancake's views and Stormy's views on what we were expecting in the DLC, and we had Brotherhood's views on what he was expecting in the DLC. Because we had him on. He's just a hanger-oner now.
Oh yeah. Just lurking around.
Yeah. So Shiga, what did you expect in the new DLC?
I didn't expect this. I was just from the last few DLCs, like especially the major ones like Lightfall and Witch Queen. I mean, the campaign was amazing. Don't get me wrong. In Witch Queen, and then Lightfall was a bit disappointing, just my point of view.
Yeah.
But this just blew me out of the water. Like the story, amazing. Everything is just amazing in this at the minute. Like it's been their best think I've been with Destiny since basically the beta of Destiny 1 and that, and I think it's personally, people talk about the Taken King and Forsaken. I think it blows them out of the water. I think it's 10 out of 10 with everything. So that's just me. So, but yeah.
Well said. I agree.
Pancake, what do you reckon, mate? Does it take the original Taken King out of the water?
You really want to call me out on that? You knew I would have an opposition and
I know,
take.
because you had a D1 fucking hanger-oner.
I'm also notorious for hating fucking everything in existence. And however, hold on. I will say this. I didn't really enjoy myself, but it was sort of my fault because it was like my day one was fucked because of like the error codes and shit. I didn't get to do any of the post game. I got launched to a raid where I was stuck in a room for fucking 12 hours going insane. And then finally Sunday I got to like play the game. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. There's a whole game bit to this.
So
I think my like experience is very different to almost everyone else's.
Wow. So you didn't play the campaign. You just said, fuck this, I'm in the raid.
No. I couldn't. The Bungie said no. I was error coded beyond a belief, and I got lost major cutscenes, lost audio, lost fucking heaps of shit. I didn't get it. We started at 3 a.m. I didn't even get it to the final mission till 7 p.m.
Far out.
Fuck.
So just error codes and shit. And it's like, yeah, like a part of it's Bungie's fault, part of it's like my fault. Like, you know what's going into it. But it like ruined my like day one experience. And then I had shit on at work on the Thursday. So then Friday I got home and they were doing a server maintenance at 11. So I had like an hour. By the time I got home and sorted everything out, I had like an hour or 2 hours to play. And I was like, oh, I get what it's like having like a full-time job and like a family and shit now. This must be hard for normal human beings.
Well, you're not fucking wrong, because I still haven't finished the main campaign.
Before everyone was like, oh, the raid's coming out in 2 days. I was like, oh, stop sucking. Like, fucking, I want to play the raid. I'm excited. And now that I was a victim, bro, nah, delay that shit.
So, same question for you, Radiant. What did you expect prior to the release of this DLC?
Well, I was kind of expecting something along the lines of Witch Queen. All the cutscenes, all the hype they had was there. Obviously, Lightfall, again, when I played that, the same as Sugar, it was just, it felt bland to me personally. The only good aspect came from Strand. But the campaign, again, that blew me out of the water. I did not expect anything like that. Like, between learning Prismatic, the subclasses and everything, I loved it. Best by far. Like, I loved Forsaken back then, but this just takes away Forsaken for me to the next level.
Ice Warrior jump scare.
Yeah, Ice Warrior.
How is it zoomed in?
I do not know. You
We're
just
on
came
Zoom,
in. You just came in like Kang from fucking Teenage Mutant Mutant Turtles. Like,
I
"Wah!"
can't get it to zoom in this far on my own stream.
You need to take it off the peeping Tom.
Solidarity, brother. Solidarity.
have you
Bring it in, boys.
got Botox? Because you are. There is no movement of you. This is like, this is smooth. Welcome, bud. Welcome.
Wow.
Wow. That's
It's an entrance.
scary.
that's
I don't
fucking
like
in there.
this at all.
So we were just discussing our
It's gonna be this.
just you have to go back a bit. Go back a bit. Just lean back.
I'm like so far from my computer now. I'm in ages of like, what has happened here?
We are
Don't move your head at all.
a professional podcast. We are professional. So we were just
yeah,
No, if we were
100%.
professional, you
we're
would have
on time,
introduced
we
our
don't have
guests.
audio issues.
no.
It's
I'm
great.
going to introduce them at the end. I don't want to bog down on the introduction at the end. I want to introduce them at the end. There is a plan. I have a plan. Okay.
This is the first. This is a podcast first.
Yeah.
I just love every time he laughs. It's just this massive face on the screen.
So we were just discussing what we expected prior to the DLC dropping. So what we expected. A lot of people expected another washout like Lightfall, or an okay thing like Witch Queen, or nobody was expecting the bomb that they fucking dropped. So what did you expect prior to this release?
That's a very good question. I was definitely expecting things to get rough. I was expecting something to be happening with Zavala because I've been hinting at that for a long time. So it's good to kind of see some kind of resolution to that. I knew Cabe was going to be there. I wasn't sure how they were going to keep him around. So that was interesting. And I knew that I had a feeling that they were going to do something with Crow because Cabe was coming back to fill the spot that Crow kind of was already filling at that point. And to see them kind of talk stuff out, see how they were going to interact with each other, I found really interesting. Apart from that, everything was just a guess. And I was really wrong. I was so wrong.
Because, like, as anybody, like, I got gripes, I got issues, and they're small. They're small. They're small. Like,
Let him cook.
you know how to activate Prism?
Yeah.
It's those fucking
On the joysticks.
the joysticks. Now, mine. Does anybody else have difficulty
I fucking hate it.
activating Prism on the joysticks?
Yeah, I keep thinking it's my super as well, and every now and then I go, "Oh, well, hang on, I don't have my super yet," and then
I cancel out abilities all the time. I'm doing that myself right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, and you press the fucking joystick and you do a melee attack, and then when fucking people are coming towards you, you press.
Wait. Your
done that.
melee is like clicking the thumbstick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's your problem, bro. Isn't it meant to be right bumper?
No, because I've got a
On the PlayStation.
I've got
Yeah.
I got back joysticks and front
that's
joysticks. So all my shit is on where you don't have to move your fingers.
See, I got this fucking
That's not
thing
a bad
right.
idea,
It's crazy. It's called a keyboard. And so what I do is I press the Z button, and then my hunter does a little fucking pulls out a knife, and then he throws his shit grenade.
Well, that's my fucking problem. It's like you press it, you go, oh, my melee's gone. Yeah, you motherfucker. And then everything is coming towards you, and those little fucking purple cans are coming towards you, and you're like, press button, melee, push button, melee. You're like,
I think it's just how you found everything.
motherfucker. No, because
That wouldn't be a problem if your melee and your prism activation were 2 separate buttons,
we can't.
like how it is.
We only have enough. No, on a keyboard, you don't give it
No,
that.
but isn't
Your
it-
fucking
hold on, I
your
haven't used
face.
controller in a hot
Scrap an
minute.
emote, put it on the D-pad.
This one, right? Isn't that one melee and then powered melee?
I don't use those bumpers. I just use the back
Yeah, but
bumpers.
it's like the same thing on a PlayStation.
It is.
It is.
Alright.
Yeah, it is.
But I use the
So
back
and then
bumpers.
Prism's just clicking in,
Nah.
clicking in that. So how are you fucking that up? That's what I don't get.
I,
Your buttons
Do
there.
not.
So this is
It's
your own
pushing them both
doing.
at the
It's-
same time.
Yeah, this is his own doing.
no,
He's-
do not pick on me. Do
This
not.
doesn't punch. You made it do that.
Because I have to. Because it's my PvP build on
You
my.
have like 10 buttons.
I have a lot more.
You have more buttons than the average bear.
I do actually. I'll have to change it. I'll see if I can change
Very
it.
true. Very true.
All right. So
So
does
it's like every time I fucking hit the sprint button, my character sprints. What the fuck?
what the fuck?
That's it. Rant
All right.
over.
So anybody else? Before we get going now, anybody else got any gripes with the DLC? Let's get the bad shit out first, and then we get into the good shit.
Oh, how long you got?
No, I've got another gripes. Brotherhood Radiant. Got any gripes?
No, not really. Yeah.
You Bungie
Besides from
shills.
servers on day one, but nothing
Yeah.
else.
Dude, I can bitch if you want me to be devil's advocate. I have
No,
gripes. They're very
I-
stupid.
I've got
Okay.
gripes. So, do you find that the DLCs are just there's no tact to the DLC. It is just you just hit the fucking wall, hit the wall, and you basically force yourself through the stages of the DLC. There is no there's no puzzles or anything like that. It is just you go in there, killing. Because I got stuck on, you know when you get the ogre and then you got these 2 buildings that 2 pieces of land that goes up, and you press.
I
Yeah.
know which one.
Yeah.
You know that
that
one?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you jump
Final
on.
mission.
Yeah. So you jump up, you get the thing, you get your prism thing, you go and kill the rift thing with the ball inside. You kill that one. You go across to the other side. You kill that one. You go down. Then you pick up the little seed, and then you go down again. And then you're like, okay, cool. You go down. You kill everything. You come out. You hit the ogre. It goes halfway, and the thing just rinses and repeats. And you're like,
Yeah.
surely there was something that you could put a puzzle in there or anything instead of you just hammering it, because it's not about you it's not about you completing the game in a great way. It's just you hammering. It's about you defending. It's about what type of builds you got. It's just you hiding until your energy goes back up. Hey,
There we go.
he's fixed it. It's not about you. It's not about you doing the campaign. It's about how long you can last, because it's just this rinse and repeat thing that
Yeah.
Bungie likes to do. Does anybody else find that?
Well, that's why Witch Queen was so like successful, right? Because like the campaign itself had like dungeon-esque puzzles and shit and stuff going, and it had like cool gameplay moments, just story moments, like the Ahamkara. And I always think back to that like Scorn boss, and he had to like shoot the little things, you know what I'm talking about, the little spore things to do damage to him. Like it was a similar thing to what you said, but there's like a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
And just bits and pieces like that. Even the Savathun boss fight had like puzzle elements and things
Yeah.
to it. Where, and then there was the biggest issue with Lightfall was like, everyone's like, Lightfall, the gameplay at least was fun. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just a Strand tutorial. Once you use Strand, then, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, the game part wasn't fun. At least, like, I could play Halo 3 and still have an enjoyable time playing Halo 3 because of the campaign they made. Where it's like, I'll never go back to Lightfall. I think Final Shape is, like, in between. Like, I don't think it was as good as Witch Queen, but I don't think it was as terrible as Lightfall.
That's my only shit. That's my, like, I have some other gripes, but that's my only gripe, is the fact that it's come in, run to the one place, kill shit, run to the next place, kill shit, run to the next place, kill more shit.
Yeah, I mean there is a bit of a puzzle element, but you do it once. You find let's say the ghost, the splice ghost, and you get the pyramid ship, and then you just do that same puzzle. Remember the ghost, or remember the witness's head, and then you just go and pick that little wedge, whatever it is, and then you open the door, and it's the same thing. I was hoping it was going to progress and become more of a puzzle, as you said, though, too, more sort of raid mechanic-esque, and it just didn't happen.
Because even if you pick the wrong one, it would still open. Like, I didn't realize you just have to run it all the way through. I thought you would have to pick on it and shoot it or something like that, and I just run through them all. I just run through all 4, and it just let me in anyway. And I'm like, oh.
So I didn't actually try that. I just literally remembered what was presented to me, but I will have to just run aimlessly.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, that's what I found with the exotic mission is there was an order in which you got the symbols and an order in which you had to do them. That would have made a little bit more sense. But it feels like, especially for the campaign, the complexity was more, or the difficulty, I should say, was more found on the legendary version for those who wanted that. They really wanted to get people through this campaign to the point where you got messages thrown up on your screen if you left the campaign to do anything else. It's like, no, actually, go back here and do this. I think that kind of lends into it, as well as with Witch Queen being a good comparison. It's all about Savathun. It's all about this god of trickery, of deceit, of lies, of complexity. So it would have been remiss of them to not have something like that in there, layers of secrets and double meanings, and so that I appreciated that. But I think the complexity that comes with this DLC is found after the campaign, which I'm not really upset about, to be fair. I think, considering the position they're in and considering what they want to do with the story, getting people through the story is going to be important to explain what happens in the rest of the DLC, but also to have those, that great big final battle and that Avengers Assemble moment, and being able to get through to these things easy enough so that way we can get to the more complex stuff later if we choose to, if we want that. Maybe they might turn around and go, okay, you've done the legendary campaign, here's a master version of it where you've got some raid-like mechanics. Maybe they can add that as a kind of additional level later. It's certainly possible, but it's not. Yeah,
and
I'm
all the
not
other campaigns
really that upset about it.
Well, they did something similar with the missions for Microcosm. There's a lot more mechanics to that, and people were selected to do roles, and you had to juggle a buff that would kill you for each 10.
I do like
which I feel like that should have been the legendary campaign itself, not a separate thing.
I think that would have turned a few people off in the legendary campaign, quite personally. Like, I like it being associated with the exotic and that, but yeah, that's like if you want this exotic, you got more things you got to remember and all that stuff. So that's just my opinion. So
like the final boss campaign was fucking brutal. 3 people in legendary, that took ages. That was hard.
One person. I did that solo.
I haven't done a solo. How is a solo? I feel like it would be easier solo. 3 people, we couldn't fucking do shit.
Well,
it's not easy as solo. I can tell.
Well, they say
trust me on that.
They say the more people in your fire party actually rounds up.
Yeah.
So it's harder.
Yeah,
so it's harder to do legendary with 3 people. It's there as a solo.
We did the new classic where we all got Fundalords trying to kill these subjugators, and we're like, why the fuck is it not working? Took us like an hour and a half to realize that you have to match the damage types to do more damage. Like, we were staring at the red numbers being like, yeah, this is fine. But like 2 hours, and then we're like, oh, what if we used a strand weapon on the strand guy? Holy shit.
Actually.
And then it changed the whole game. That was like the fucking Goodwill Hunting, fucking whiteboard meme.
The biggest, I'd say probably the biggest disappointment for me with this DLC, and I said this when I was doing the legendary campaign too, they give us a goddamn sword. They give us the Traveler's Sword for the first time ever. And what do we do with it? We destroy a bunch of statues with it and we never see it again.
Yeah, that's a Destiny classic, bro. What are you talking about?
Give us that as a
that pays homage.
Screw
you remember
Ego
Destiny 1 and you got the shitty sword?
Then
there was
Oh,
that Destiny 1 mission and the ghost Peter Dinklage was like, holy shit, you have Crota's sword or some shit. So you
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah,
the
but
sword
like
that can destroy the
sword was
hive.
cool.
And then you hit like
Yeah.
2 fucking knights. It's like, well, the sword that could destroy the world's god now. The end.
we don't get that apart from the like 2 story missions that we get it in, which seems like such a way, like chuck it in some of the
I thought for
the,
sure
the
we'd use
public
the
event
shield
stuff
and
or
the
like,
sword, like they come together, and then it's like a whole new relic.
oh yeah, maybe we get like we unlock a new super by being able to wield both or something. Like we just get a knight super.
No, it's
that's
like
a
fucking-
common super between each class. I don't know.
It's Dead Rising 2. You just go to the workstation, you like tape it all together, and then you have like the shield sword thing going on.
Okay, all right.
Amazing.
That's great comments, guys. I really appreciate it. So, what's everyone's thoughts on Prism?
Prismatic.
Yeah, Prismatic, the new
the
super
game, bro.
dickbag. So, what's everybody's thoughts on this new like the amalgamation of the 3 light classes and the 2
Sevs, I think it is indeed one of the supers.
It's not though. It's not. It's not a fucking super. It's fucking bullshit. It's because they purposely. What I didn't like about it is they trap certain supers behind a wall. You have to go and do this, and if you don't find the secret, there's secret chests all over the place. If you don't find them, you don't get that next progression type of thing. Because I've missed a few because my super is lacking. My super is, and all the other little bits are all fucking lacking. And then you get this grenade.
What class are you playing? Warlock?
Warlock, yeah. So
You know what
That's a problem. Play a good class.
Oh god.
fuck you. I will storm down there and take that fucking eggplant hoodie off you. So what's everybody else's thoughts on I was just gonna say on everybody's hoodie, but what's everybody's thoughts on Prismatic?
I like them.
Yeah.
Go for it, Icewear. Yeah.
Oh, no. No, I was just going to say, I agree with you that locking it behind so many chests, every single little facet, every super, every melee, every grenade, everything's locked behind its own individual chest. That is a massive step backwards, in my opinion. They didn't have to do that. Especially because it's not even tied to the campaign. So it's not even like Strained where you can unlock everything by the end of the campaign. No, you have to do a bunch of other work. No, that's pointless. Don't like it. That ruins the user experience. The use of Prismatic, though, I was a little hesitant at first, but playing around with some builds, it is really fun. It is really nice. I like the benefits that you can kind of get out of it and kind of mess around with as well. And how the artifact mod kind of lends into that. It does lead to some very niche kind of interactions, especially now we've got access to the exotic class items that can build further into that. Understandably, they had to make some choices as to what they were going to include and what they weren't, because if they're going to include everything, who cares about subclasses anymore? But I've had some fun with it, but oh god, they need to do something about unlocking the. I haven't unlocked all of it. I just cannot be bothered. It's just
I feel
with all
so
this other stuff
differently to you.
like Koztov with bloody Kovostov with all the exotic missions and all the other extra, so much stuff we have to do in this campaign, in this DLC. I just can't be bothered unlocking it all. I've got the aspects I want, or the facets I want. Who cares about the rest now?
That's a good point there too, and I feel like similar to Icewear too. But my experience though too is that I wish there was a notification or something that we knew that we had to hunt for these chests. Because I wouldn't even be able to tell you which part of the campaign I'm meant to hunt for this chest or where to sort of look in this zone there though too. Cool that we get the Prismatic straight up. I like that. But I fucking hate hunting for these chests and not knowing if I'm actually looking for something or just going on a bit of a wild goose chase.
It would have been cool if they told you, hey, this is a secret nearby. Go explore some more. Because they do that with some things, like the ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't do it with all of it.
You
And it was
chest
like, I didn't
finder.
even realize there are campaign ones till the end of the campaign. I was like, well, fucking whoopsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, even one of the fragments, like on the last mission, like you got to go if you got to go left instead of right, and then up a little hole and all that stuff to get it. So I didn't even get that till I actually replayed the last mission and that. So yeah,
Well, the whole campaign is based around like doing that first. Like don't fuck around. Like go do the campaign.
yeah,
Mission after mission. You even go to orbit, and I went to orbit on day one a lot.
yeah.
He comes up with a fucking pop up that's like, you should play this sequentially. It's for the best experience. And I'm like, I'm fucking trying.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. Come on.
But yeah, it's just like, it's so serious. It's like, get to the campaign, like go through it. But then it's also, oh, but by the way, did you explore and find all the fucking things for your subclass? No, you didn't.
Nope.
Well, you're silly, aren't you? It's just like, what? It's just designed for guides. Like someone was sitting there at Bungie, was like, yo, Dado, how many views you want this month?
Yeah, just do side quests. Don't do the main thing.
Radiant, Brotherhood.
Personally, like with the fragments again, I agree. Like I ran through the campaign on my hunt or my walk, didn't see squat, just ran through there blindly.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it and stuff, but even then, like it's in the bottom left corner or right hand corner. It just says objective near. It could have probably done a bit more improvement on that.
Yeah.
At the same time, you got to open those chests in the Pale Heart after doing the bloomings for those calls, like the Memory of Darkness and everything as well. I feel like there again, for a casual player, there's a lot to do just to get all your fragments.
Yeah.
Unlike the aspects, I think the fragments are still done a bit better, where they just go across all characters. You don't have to do it again. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Agreed.
Yeah, thank God
Yeah.
for that.
It's so weird. They did that with like Stasis, didn't they? Because I remember having it all, like not having to get it again. And everyone was like, thank God. And then Strand, they were like, oh, let's make it separate. And then they went back again. It was like why? Well, why'd they fuck around with Strand? And then they still didn't retroactively fix Strand.
Don't get me started on Strand. I was missing so much for like the most broken class of
I
them
think
all.
I still am, for like Titan and Warlock. I think fuck it.
Yeah, it's just hard. And like, even if they played a sound as you come close to, they played a sound. If they played like
A prismatic chime or something.
yeah, or something like that, something.
Yep.
So, like, I understand there's harder hearing people, but like, make it bigger than this little poxy fucking thing in the corner.
How about to get Navi from Ocarina of Time? Just go, hey, listen.
The witness goes, "Oi, cunt, you missed one."
Yeah,
I'd love to hear Nolan North just be like, "Hey, listen," in the ghost voice.
Yeah,
that'd be actually, if I ever see him at a con, that's exactly what I'm going to say.
So why couldn't it be something like that? Why does it have to be like, ooh, you have to find this secret? Because I started looking around, and there's no like lore parts where there's usually in a raid there's like those lore books and stuff like that. Like there's nothing there. There's no secrets as other than the chests that you find to like.
There's heaps of collectibles, which I didn't realize, but they're all like for its own separate thing. There's like traveler balls you can find. There's lost ghosts, and there's like feathers.
Yeah.
But they're all like connected to other quests and shit. So it's like,
completely
the
fucking
balls
missed
are
that.
for Kvostov, the feathers are for the title, the ghosts are for like the post game. It's not like that random collectible like the
completely
like
missed
the
it.
bunnies and shit.
Yeah, completely, absolutely fucking missed it. Completely fucking missed it. But I was like, I can't get over Savala's voice.
Yeah.
No.
Neither could I.
I don't really know the voice actor. I know he's in Rick and Morty, which I never watched because I don't.
He's the
like it.
Arbiter from Halo 3 and 2. And
Keith David, he's been in a lot of things. He's really good.
I notice every now and then, like I could tell, it's not Zavala. When Nolan North took over Cade and Forsaken, like I couldn't tell the difference and that, but just every now and then with this, like I noticed it was and I think he did an exemplary job. Like what else are you going to do with Zavala? You can't retire him or kill him off in that. So, he tried his best, and that's all we can ask.
I think it was just the
main
shift, right?
I think the main gripe that I'm seeing, like with a lot of people, regarding the discussion of Zavala's voice, it wouldn't have been a problem if Keith David had voiced it first.
Yeah.
That's where, because we're so used to Lance's delivery, and Lance himself has got a very unique voice. So a lot of it's going to be with the example of Nolan North in Cade 6. It was a lot easier for him to mimic that voice because it was a lot closer to his own natural range. He's also a very talented voice actor who does do a lot of mimicry, so it's a lot easier for him to move into that. With Keith David, very, very different story. Their voice styles are different. He doesn't do a lot of mimicry. He's a very talented voice actor, but he's not talented in that aspect. He doesn't have that particular skill set. So it was kind of he was brought on to do his version of Zavala with keeping up with like Lance's memory, keeping that intact. I think he did a fantastic job. It was still even jarring for me going through this and going, okay, this isn't Lance. I have to get used to this.
Yeah.
And there were some amazing moments, especially during the more emotionally raw sections of dialogue. Those were done fantastically. He's done an amazing job. I think it just would have been better if he was the voice from the beginning, but
Did anyone else have issues with like Zavala's character journey? Because that was my biggest issue. It was like the disconnect was like initially his voice is different, like whatever, you sort of get used to that. But then like I swear the first second we met him, he was just like, fuck, I'm depressed again about my wife. I'm like, I thought we fucking solved that one. Like we got bigger shit going on. Like he's always been the stoic, smart sort of like leader. So I was really confused, and they were just like, this time he's getting corrupted. I'm like, cunt, he's had 100,000 years of being depressed about this shit. It's like the one time he shouldn't be.
The biggest problem with that is that, and this is kind of Bungie's problem as a whole, and it's something they're still working on, is so much backstory is just held within the lore of various different lore tabs and grimoires and everything else. There's so much that happens behind the scenes. Like Zavala's been showing all of these signs of stress and pressure and depression for the last couple of years in Destiny. Like he's breaking down when he's having a conversation with Ikora in the lore tab for, I think, Loaded Question. There's moments where we get to see Savathun whispering through, I think, the Ahamkara skull above Shax's area in the tower. There's like all these different little hints that detail these little moments of weakness for Zavala and how he's kind of going down this path. It's just such a shame we don't actually get to see it in game played out. But
I feel like
the journey is there.
Went straight to 100.
Yeah, well, he was very close at that point. When we get to the final shape, we just don't get to see again a lot of that in game. It definitely needs to be explained more.
Because in the lore, just as a lore thing, he sits proudly. That's why his position is at the tower, because he sits there looking at the traveler and he's like, this is my god. This is who I think. But he's like, fuck that. Nah, I'm a fucking emo now. Like, I'm just going, you say, and how many times do they turn around and just leave their fucking ghost places? All right, mate, you're not allowed to come with me anymore. Off you fucking trot. Like
when Cade's right fucking there, ghostless. It's like, you know what, fucking, I'm going to go full Cade here. And
because
don't worry about my ghost.
Crow goes to Glint and goes, hey mate, you're not allowed to come. Yeah. You're not allowed to come. You have to go there. Get away.
Yeah,
and then, can't they like paracausally like just teleport?
Yeah, can they? The whole point of it is they can disappear. Yeah. They can just disappear into the paracausal backpack, as they call it. They don't have to be a scene, but they can just be disappeared.
Yeah.
There's so many times.
And then also, don't they just need the body to like resurrect? So like Glint was all like, oh fucking if Crow dies, like I'm fucked. He's like, I'm not there to save him. Like we'll just go fucking find him.
Well, it depends on how he dies. It depends on if he dies in like a darkness heavy zone. It depends on whether or not his entire body just gets atomized. Like,
but there is that sense of like, if he was there, that wouldn't have changed shit.
There is that sense of like, if he dies there, the ghost is going to come out and try and revive him. He's just going to like leave him dead there, and then that puts the ghost in danger. They love their ghosts. They're like best mates. They're like soulmates with their ghosts. So they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to keep the person that I love out of danger, while I go fuck off and do the dangerous thing.
But the part where you have to fight the ogre and you have to get the ogre, he's got a shield on, and the thing was, Crow turns around and goes, how many times have we fucking died fighting this ogre? He goes, 5 times. So how are you going to get rezzed if your ghost isn't there to help you get rezzed? You're like, oh, I'm just dead now. I'm just going to lie here. Like, it's
Oh, why would he care? He's dead.
exactly. It's the dumbest fuck. It just annoys me. It just annoyed me. And then he was like, Taj, you're not allowed to come. No.
Well, that's the thing though too, is that particular instance is a lot more forgivable than Crow and Glint for me anyway, because Zavala at that point is going up to the darkness, the thing that has in the past destroyed ghosts and just eliminated them completely without any hesitation or effort whatsoever. So he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to go do this. There's no way you're coming because you're probably just going to die. And I'm not going to have that on my conscience again. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this thing, and you're just going to have to deal with it, which is still a shitty move.
Was the witness in that little darkness room? He was, right? Because he blew up Taj.
Yeah.
So why don't we just fucking go in there and fuck him up? We were headed there anyway. What a change.
It's just some
I
stuff.
view it as more of like a facet of like a projection more so of him.
But it's just like, no, get away from him. Get away from Commander. Boosh. I was like, you're frightened. No, we got rid. You're frightened. No, we got rid of all our fear. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were just bickering. Like,
Yeah.
No, you.
I'm like, what the fuck? I don't like the storyline because at the end of the day, Commander Zavala has been there from the start, and he is stoic. He is the guy that turns and goes, Guardian, you got this. You got this. And then he went all fucking rogue and shit. He's like, yeah, now I...
If anyone should be having this crisis of faith, it'd be Crow, right?
Yeah.
Because they've done that fucking arc, but there's still that whole Aldrin thing. Like, there's actual build up with that you could like tap into that makes sense. When in Haunted, he literally resolved the trauma. He was like, I am okay with, like, I accept this, and like this is now the most important thing. Yeah. And then he just he's like immediately though, because when you meet him, he's just super depressed about it. But it's like, it's the fucking witness. Of course he's gonna like do weird mystical shit and fuck with your mind.
Yeah. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, I think if the roles should have been reversed. I understand the way they went with Zavala, and I understand it, but they needed to do it in the same way that he was portrayed all the way through this. Not him going, I'm depressed now. Like when he went to his house. When he went to his house and he goes, oh, this is where Zavala survived with his kids, with his kid and his wife. You couldn't even go in the fucking house.
No.
I'm so disappointed that that was such a misstep.
Like, and then you go, then Zavala's at the back because God help anybody help us to kill shit. Like how many times have we gone, all right, fucking Ikora's right there. She's right there. We know she can double fucking super.
Bro, he had that barricade that was like shin high.
He had the barricade.
It was so disappointing. Like we've seen that happen before in a campaign where specifically Ikora, I think has twice now in 2 separate campaigns gotten off her ass and actually used a super in front of us. To be fair, she's like one of the top 3 most powerful guardians of all time, so it would make sense. But still,
you shit.
No, because that's the thing.
I think she did it in Red War and she did it in Witch Queen. I think
I've done more Nova Bobs than her. That's all I'm saying.
Because like if you go, Zavala puts the shield up, the knee-high shield. If you go into the shield, it starts counting you down. You have to leave.
Yeah. You're in, you can
join
your fire team.
Yeah, but you were there. Yeah. You were there. I don't understand, Zavala. Let's fucking go. Because
it's gonna play on Xbox One, bro. They can't have that AI.
But how cool?
True.
How cool would it have happened if Zavala comes out and he goes, "Let's fight together," and he starts playing. Yeah. Like, as a proper fucking Titan, he starts fucking laying the shit down. It doesn't matter. They just add more enemies, because I would pay...
They could do it.
I would pay I would pay fucking money for Zavala to just go fucking ape. And you just sit there. You just sit there going, yes, you fucking prick.
What about when you see him at the house, you go talk to him, and the screen fades to black, and it reappears, and you're playing as Zavala? And it's like him talking over like his battle or some shit. That'd be fucking cool. I feel like you
That'd
could
be
do
cool.
that. You just make it so you can't change anything in your loadout. Like inventory is nothing.
I'd-
You go to
I'd like
orbit,
to
you just go,
see-
it's a mission. You just play as a fucking Zavala.
Yeah,
That'd be
I'd love
fucking
to
awesome.
see them, like, if we never even get to go into the house, even just having the door ajar enough where we can see a body lying on a bed, and it's a child's body. Like, we can see it's a child's body. I mean, like having the headstone there kind of just like gets rid of that as a point, but having that be, or having Safi's body there or something like that, where we can kind of just see that and go, okay, this, while we get to see it, this is off limits, and we can see why this is off limits, and we should
I
stay
think it was
away
just
from
a
this.
statue, wasn't it?
It was
It was a
in
gravestone.
the thing, but like it needs to be more poignant.
I think
Yeah.
to your point as well about the Zavala interaction, we had that hive witch or hive wizard who was literally out there throwing orbs of light.
Mizaku, yeah.
Right when we first met her, and that was fucking cool. We didn't get that with any of the other guys we played with the last 10 years.
No, the
Or, I
final
suppose,
mission,
so.
they all did something at the last
Yeah.
second. That was
But when
cool.
we've got those individual stories, I think that's where
But-
they could have really shined individually as characters
So
too.
how
Voiced by the person who voices Marisol, by the way.
Is
The
it?
high wizard.
But-
Mizaku.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, same woman. Yeah.
But how cool would
Nice.
this be? How cool would this be if as you go through the campaign, because this is a campaign broadening what happens and stuff. This is obviously reliving certain things that's happened in the world. Obviously Zavala's loss and all that sort of stuff. Like Pancake pointed out, what would have been cool is if you roll through. Imagine rolling through and playing in Cade's final step. You run through and you're playing in his mind. You know it's inevitable that you're gonna die, but you get to play that. You get to play him as a character for that last split second, and then you know it's gonna happen. You're gonna fucking die.
If only Bungie made a system similar almost over 10 years ago with their other game, Halo Reach.
No, but like play the game as we know the cinematics in the game, and you can play as Cade, just a completely wrote up character. You have it; it has all the skills. You play him. You know you're gonna die. You get to play that final moment in the thing with Zavala. That part is how cool it is that you know you have to defend your house. You know you can't defend the house because shit, everybody died. You play Ikora. You play everyone in them, and you get to feel what it's like to play these vanguards.
Because they could be single player missions and you can make them meditations. Like I'd replay those and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be cool as
Yeah.
shit.
What do you reckon,
Because
Reed?
they kind of hinted towards that when they had those little moments as you're going through the campaign where we find those statues that have been brought up and you interact with them and it's like, oh, okay, this has happened. The one thing I'd love is if like maybe we get to that point and then it switches us to a point of view of them in that moment. The best one I can think of is where we get to see Zavala confront Taj, gun aimed straight at him and like bring him back.
Yeah.
That would have been beautiful. Just see from his eyes. Oh, that would have been amazing.
Like, what do you reckon, Regent? Brotherhood?
On what the story?
Yeah, just our general thoughts on what you reckon. How do you reckon that story could have been broadened and made?
I do
if
agree
possible?
with playing from the view of the vanguards. Definitely would have made it feel a bit more immersive. I feel like we're just doing what we normally do: jump around, shoot things, watch a cutscene, move on. And that didn't really go too in depth with certain parts of the story. Where I feel like if you did play as that character, and I think it was Ice that said it, with talking over in the background of going pretty much in the mind of the Vanguard would have definitely given a lot more explanation to things.
Yeah,
which is personally what I thought would have made it better in general.
It just makes it more
Agreed.
because at the moment the Vanguard is just to me it feels very outdated now.
Yeah,
You never
100%.
you never talk to them. You know they're there, and they've been there for a while, so they kind of ingrained in us that we know they're there.
Yeah.
But we're like, oh well, Zavala is supposed to be a fucking beast, but he never does shit. We've only ever seen him take a few shots to the shoulder pad and then drop a fucking bubble. That's all we've
Yeah.
seen him do.
That was the letdown as well. I was just seeing him just sit there behind that shield that whole time. That wasn't even a proper shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked stupid. Here's a little tiny shield.
Yeah.
Big ass Titan.
Yeah.
Bro, he had low strength score, bro.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. And so we see these vanguards at these like Ice Warrior said, she's supposed to be Ikora's supposed to be one of the most powerful fucking guardians, but we never get to see her. We just see her put two supers out and then just fly off. Like,
To be fair, she did 2 supers back to back that were different.
Yeah,
that takes a plus 1,000 intellect.
Well, yeah, and she's like the only warlock we ever see consistently. I mean, apart from Osiris, consistently just fly, not hover.
Oh yeah, that's
Fly.
true. She does just
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah,
but
Like
like,
a lot. Yeah, fuck, I forgot about that.
but how cool would it have been is you go up mission, Ikora's there, you see. You have our little bit on the side where it says, oh, this is where your grenade is, this is where your melee is, this is your super. And you just see something completely fucking different. Just completely off the fucking chart. It's like, what the fuck is that? And you pop a super and all hell rains down. And then you go, yeah, you're never going to play that again. You're never going to get this super in the game, but here's a little tester of it. There's Ikora. And you just fucking blow the fucking place up, and then you're just flying around. Like how
supers stacked on each other.
Yeah, imagine that. As you
It's
just
like your grenades are super, your melee's a super.
yeah, like as the supers bars, the supers there, and it's got yellow in it, and then there's another one with Nova Bomb, there's another one with Nova Warp, and there's another one with fucking Solar above you, like
Thunder Crash.
exactly, just random fucking
Let
supers.
Ikora Thunder Crash.
Yeah, but you're like that. This is what I just don't understand. Could have been a moment where they could have relit the Vanguard, the love of the Vanguard again, and
All that excitement.
yeah, and it dropped. And because what got me as well is as you coming into the the part where Zavala is, he sat there waving to you. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, why the fuck is he waving at us? He's in a fucking war zone. He's in the Traveler. And he's like, hey,
Hello.
hello.
I mean, he's just being, polite. I can't blame him.
But it's such
There's
a,
no time to be polite.
it's such a weird thought. It's like whoever sat there going, yeah, to get somebody's attention, we're gonna have Zavala wave to you. Not even like that one. It's like it's the whole hand movement. It's like
The Woody's Roundup Toy Story sort of wave.
yeah, and I'm like,
yeah,
and
exactly.
it just and as I was doing, I was like, that's not Zavala. And then he talks in the weird voice. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Bro, we know where fucking it was a good DLC when our biggest gripes and is fucking Zavala's hand wave.
Wave.
I just,
Yeah.
it just breaks me. It just breaks
Mind
me.
you, I'm not
and the little
entitled,
shield,
but
and
why
the
the
little
fuck
shield,
did he
don't forget
wave?
It's not that. It's just.
Sev, circa 2024.
Yeah, this is gonna stay with me. It's just like, why didn't you just do this one? Like,
Just
Why didn't
man,
he
they
hit
sort
the
of-
fucking gritty and then
Or just
dab on the
just go
witness?
like that. Yeah.
yeah.
pretty.
The one
Oh,
finger sort of-
What would have been cool? What would have been cool if he just took as he just sat there, you looking at him from a thing, and he sees you, you see him, he sees you, you see him, you're like back and forth, and he pulls out his gun and just goes, doof, 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 doof. You're like, oh, there he is.
Found him.
He's over there
Should we
shooting.
talk about then the ending, I guess, and maybe the 12-player mission? Because I want to talk about that.
All right,
I wanna
go
have
for it.
people's opinions.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, what did everyone else think about the ending and then the 12-player mission?
I'll be honest, I enjoyed the 12-player mission. It was unique, give or take. The matchmaking could get some work on. 3 times I had to reorbit because the entire thing played up, like it got stuck in a specific area.
Oh shit!
Spawn in.
Damn.
I said error codes.
It wasn't even error codes. It was just that. I wish we could skip the cutscene. I think I've seen it too many times at this point, but
Oh, you
I think it
can't-
was fun.
You can't skip it.
No.
No.
For me, like I got the cutscene yesterday because I wanted to finish the raid before I saw the cutscene and all that stuff. So that's just me. But like it was just, I know they obviously got inspiration from Avengers, but my God, it just was seriously amazing. I feel like in that. So the cutscene and 12-player activity as well was just.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
Bro.
Righto.
Nah, let's spoil it for
Sorry,
him quick.
I'm fine. No, spoil it for me because
So
like
then Super Witness, like Arcade the Witness's corpse, and then he was like, "You're dealing with me now," and then it faded to black and it said Destiny 4.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
Look forward to it.
so. Do
Then
you?
we,
Go on,
then we
sorry.
find out the witness is your father.
Yeah, I forgot about that part, bro. The whole thing. Jeez.
I can see similarities now. Yeah.
As he starts breathing really heavily, like I like another one as well is I like. Oh, who designed this fucking witness? Because I just
I fucking hate it. It doesn't
I-
fit Destiny at all.
I
Super-
can't get
He's very
past.
cute.
I can't
Mega
get
Man.
past the fucking bro. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck
Have you
is
seen
this?
his face get deformed in the raid where it like moves out of his costume? It was like,
Oh, it does. That's funny as.
how?
Yeah.
It's trippy. It's trippy.
I'll send it to Sevs.
That's fucking amazing.
It's
Because you see it, he's
Yeah,
got big
yeah.
eyes. He's got these massive eyes.
Puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
I just sent it to you on Discord, Sevs.
All right, I'll send it. Let me have a look. Because like oh fuck me. Let's have a look.
I've seen so many Witness
Oh.
Woo memes recently. It's been crazy.
I'd let her fuck me.
It looks get all those arms working. I mean, you know. I loved that
It looks
ending
like
mission.
Thomas
That was
the Tank
fantastic.
Engine.
That is
Thomas the
it.
Tank
It
Engine.
looks like Thomas the fucking Tank Engine. Oh, that's not. You're not gonna be able to see that.
That actually does. Oh yeah, it does.
Holy shit.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Cute and cuddly.
So who would be the fat controller then? I'm curious if he's.
Zavala.
Zavala.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
He
yeah,
has
probably
to
would
be,
be.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's I like how have they made him this way? What I did like though I like the fact that they did the 12 man. I think they realized how many people enjoyed the original 12 man where you everything fucked up and you could do this shit to 12 man.
bug out.
And they were like, this is the way forward. We want 12 man. We want 12 man things.
Yeah.
My issue was I just wish it was like an activity. I didn't like it is, but it isn't. Like when they did the 12-player mission, I was like, oh my god, it's like an escalation protocol. It's a fucking onslaught, whatever the fuck it is. It's just like this one campaign mission, which technically isn't a campaign mission, but is. And then you do that, and it's just like the raid mechanics, just the end boss of the raid, but obviously easier. And then you can get, I think if you do the raid, you can get a chest that lets you get a red border from it, which is cool.
Yeah,
Like that's a little bit extra. But realistically, how many times are you going to be running this 12-player mission? Like it sort of diminishes for me what a 12-player mission could be. Because it's like we're using it for this campaign moment, which was fucking cool. Like I'm not downplaying that part of it. But after your initial one playthrough, there's arguably no real reason to do it again.
Well, like, didn't they have that one mission on the moon where you'd land and you see all the other Guardians land, and then you kind of funneled up that up the
Yeah, that
little
was
hill?
the start of the campaign.
Yeah.
Of Shadowkeep. That was cool.
So
That's
why-
like similar vibes.
So why couldn't they open that up to a full fucking strike? Imagine that. You are at war. You are at war, and you travel up there, and it's a mission with 12 people, and it's a full ass strike, and it's huge. I understand it'd be really difficult to do, and like a lot, but I would pay an extra bit of fucking cash for that if they could turn around and do that.
I think
You know
it'd
what
be
it comes
funny
down
if
to, Sebas?
Sorry, go
I
on.
think I actually feel like it comes down to we've said it a few times, but first old gen consoles. I don't think they could actually handle it. So
Yeah.
it's probably what it is.
My
again.
That's
PC
the
couldn't
biggest
fucking
thing.
handle it.
Yeah.
The game was not around. It was an amalgamation of just colors and frame rate.
Yeah, but I feel like that's still our bottleneck. So
you
maybe
reckon that's it?
Destiny 3, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they only had it on PC and set the minimum specs to be, you know, like say mid-range at least, then they'd have the technological capacity to be able to do a lot more, and they wouldn't have to worry about all of the checks and balances they need to do when they're passing updates and DLCs through testing on Sony and Xbox and whatnot, which they have to do for everything. So it kind of really limits them. They have to work within the frameworks they have. I know they don't want to move away from last gen consoles, but there's got to be a point where they just go, "Hey, look, it's been a while, and we're gonna need to shut."
We're on episodes now, baby.
So what you're saying is maybe they should just turn off D1. Is that what you're trying to say?
Fuck off.
Oh,
Don't
no,
touch me.
no. I said this,
Andy.
when they shut down D1, I probably am going to cry my eyes out because
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It's like a piece of art. Like you gotta keep that shit.
It's not. You can't even fucking mantle. It's fucking shit.
Bro,
Oh, that
you
frustраtes me every
think,
time
you
I go
think
back
like
to it.
20 years from now, Destiny 2 is gonna even fucking exist? Like it's gonna be gone. They're gonna delete both of them, bro.
So
20 years, definitely.
that's 20. I'd be fucking dead in 20 years. That'd be good.
That's what I think about when I
Gives a
spend
fuck.
15 hours in a fucking one room in a raid, and I go, why am I doing this for an emblem that in 10 years from now will be deleted from existence? Like, why?
But it's the
Like,
thought.
15 hours of my life I cannot get back.
It's the thought of doing something with the boys. Like I said, Destiny without. If Destiny was a single player, no word of a lie, it'd be fucking dead and buried. It'd be gone.
Yeah.
It's because we have.
Halo would like to know your location.
It's because we have this ability to have these. Even if we talk about it, if you even bring into consideration this podcast now, just us being able to shout out, go, hey guys, anybody want to come and talk about Destiny? And I've got people fucking going, yep, I want to talk about Destiny. I want to talk about Destiny.
Yeah, Sebs, you're right. Should have been a single player game. Could have avoided all this mess.
You know what? Log put out an interesting post. I don't know if you saw Log's post on Twitter, but he said it was more about. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in there too. But to summarize, it's about the friend game, not the end game.
It's always been like that, though. It's half the reason we're all here and blah blah blah. We all play is because of just
It's the thing, and like you said, it's all the. It's like. It's the camaraderie. It's actually, I'll say it again. It's the brotherhood. It's the.
I know that guy.
Yeah, it's the brother.
Destiny is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, it's the brotherhood of traveling pants, isn't it? It's where you just you get to change pants with everybody. Yeah. So, do you think then? All right, to kind of like roll us out. Do you think the 6 months downtime was a good thing? And do you think this is the right direction for Destiny? Pancake. Pancake. You go first, mate. You go first, Pancake.
Okay.
Because he's going to be the one negative.
Yeah,
I know he is.
I'm going to be the negative one. How did you know?
Because that's you.
I think the 6 months, if we say that Into the Light wouldn't have happened without it, then yes. Because Into the Light was fantastic. And then direction wise, like tonally, I'm not really a fan of fucking we've defeated the thing and now there's an Aurora Borealis and now there's 3 little echo things. Go figure that out before something else fucking rocks up.
Okay, well, that's fair. Radiant?
Agreed with Into the Light. Into the Light was fantastic. I loved it myself. With I think if they didn't do that, I probably wouldn't be really playing myself. I would have just gone to another game. Because that 3 months down period, I was bored to death myself. Like I was just running GMs and dungeons over and over. And
I was so excited to play a different game, and then Bungie were like, "Hold my beer. you want this stupid title or what?"
Yeah, exactly. Like Onslaught, Pantheon were probably the best choices they ever actually added in there overall or made.
Yeah.
They need to bring it back. Yeah.
With the echoes. Like I'm excited. I watched the last vid doc they did, explaining obviously this one and the 2 coming. The armor sets look good. The themes kind of suit where they're at. Overall, as long as next year it's continue on with the echoes, but still adding a story, I think it will last. Like you could probably go 2 more years of Destiny 2 before you think of a Destiny 3, because altogether there's 9 echoes.
Yeah,
that's all from me, really.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Sugar.
100 years, Morty.
I'm just saying again what everyone else has said. Like, Into the Light. Like the 6 months is probably a bit too much long, but if we didn't have Into the Light as well, the game, the game for me has got too much credit in the bank for me just to really be down on it. Like I feel like it's just like I said, amazing experience for me, and that I feel like they can just probably what's going to be the other way they can go if they don't go like the way they're currently going right now. So, someone said probably 2026. We don't know. We might get Destiny 3. We don't know in that, but for me, just. I'm the type of person that just likes the game and will try and keep the negative comments to a minimum and that. But I can see, from Pancake's point of view with
Please don't give me any credit.
credit
We'll never hear the end of it. Trust me.
Yeah, don't.
Like from past experience as well. He's talking about the Final Shape release day and that. Like I just remember getting up at 3 a.m. for I forget which one it was, and I couldn't even play for like 9-10 hours and that. So from personal experience, I just waited till like when I got up about 8 or 9, and even then I still couldn't play till 1 o'clock due to all the errors and all that stuff. So, but I've probably gone off a bit of a different tangent in that. But for me, like I think, until they find a better way of pleasing everyone, we're not going to please everyone with this. How the season goes. Now we're going into Echoes. We've been seasons for what? God, like
for all years,
Shadow
5 years.
So 2019.
Yeah, no. So I think the season part is probably gone. Like run its time, and now we're going with Echoes to see how we go with that. So yeah, that's
spoiler alert. I'm pretty sure I've only played a little bit of the episode, but it felt a lot like a season.
Well, I mean, it's going there.
Brotherhood.
It's just seasons under a different name.
Basically, Brotherhood.
No, I loved Into the Light. That definitely saved the game for me a bit, especially with Pantheon. As everyone knows, I'm a bit of a Pantheon lover.
Oh, really? I never would have guessed.
No.
Talking about that, it was finally got that
gang, rise up.
1 billion score done. Thank God.
It's crazy, bro.
But
holy shit!
Amazing.
That kept me entertained and filled in that time between Final Shape, and I haven't played the episodes yet either, but from what I've seen, they kind of just seem like seasons. So I feel like
I have a current quest where I must wait till next week to failsafe and figure out the data.
It's all time gated, so I guess it's really dependent on like how engaging all the activities are, and what comes out in the future weeks will determine whether this will kind of last long enough.
My other favorite part of the episode was where I picked up these data things and I banked it into a thing, and that was the activity.
Well, Gambit.
Yeah, it was like that, but the little data squares this time, they're not triangles.
All right. Oh, okay, Brotherhood. What do you reckon, bud?
That was me.
Oh, sorry, no, Brotherhood. Ice Warrior. I was looking at Ice Warrior and I said, sorry. Ice Warrior.
How do you get that confused? No, I don't really mind too much about the episodic format going forward. I'm interested to kind of see how this is going to differ, getting split into the different acts and how that's going to trickle down. They definitely don't want things to go stale, but they also don't want content droughts like D1. We don't want to go back to that ever again.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. With the direction going forward, they really have set the tone, and with how big and bombastic the ending was, it's going to be hard to shift into but there's other stuff here and there's other stuff going on and there's always more work to be done. It's going to be hard for a lot of people to kind of temper that expectation of something better, something new, with realistic standards of, they want to keep this going, they want to keep the game going. How do they do that? What can they kind of create here, and are they going to run out of ideas eventually? Are they going to reuse some assets here and there? There's got to be a bit of be critical about it, but have some forgiveness for the directions that they're going and what they're going to need to do to get there. I am really excited though, because you do see in the opening for the new season that conversation that Saint has with Osiris and Failsafe about, spoiler for anyone who hasn't known, about just once the last city is safe, they want to fuck off to the stars. They want to just go traveling. And that's our first real hint that, we're going to leave the system at some point. Or maybe in Destiny 3, maybe we're going to start getting out there and seeing more about this universe and what's going on. And then you hear Savathun kind of talk about it a little bit in some missions. I'm excited. I'm interested. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm having fun with the DLC at the moment. I'm enjoying all the different stuff we can do. Just here for the ride, really.
Yeah. Stormy, buddy, what do you reckon? You're the positive one of this podcast.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. So I don't have a negative thing to say. I just feel like the format's not going to change until Destiny 3, right? So everything that we've known for the last, as you said, seasonal change from 2019, it won't change until Destiny 3. But I don't mind, to be honest. It still gives me a chance to play other games in between. We all tried fuck, I've already forgotten what it's called, but Helldivers, we all got into that. We all played a bit of stuff in between, but Into the Light was fucking brilliant though too. I think to bring everybody into Destiny again, that was a good marketing campaign for sure there too. So to have the numbers that they had to crash the servers the way they did, I think Bungie did a good job.
Yeah.
But as far as the seasonal format, the episode format, I don't mind it. It's just going to be, I think there will be a content drought in between, but it's stuff that we're already used to there too, right?
Yeah. And we can play, like you said, we can play other games and stuff.
Spot on.
That's cool.
Spot on.
Right. So that's the end of the podcast. So what I want everybody to do, I want everybody to give a shout out of where we can find you. Pancake and Stormy, we don't need a shout out of you guys because we know where you fucking are. So Shiga, I will get you on once again. I will point out, I will get you on individually so we can get to know you more, because I want to start bringing more of the fans people in, and so we can get to know you and basically ride your coattails into stardom. That's what I want to know. So where will we be able to find you, Shiga?
Twitch.tv/Sugar Ray Sugars. There most days. So
yeah, Twitch, Twitter, or X, or whatever the fuck you want to call
Twitter,
it.
same as well. I think that's really all the platforms I'm on at the minute, because there's just too many. So for me,
it is a lot. Yeah. Radiant, where can we find you, bud?
Same as Sugar. You can find me both on Twitch and Twitter. Not so much on YouTube and TikTok anymore, but I want to start working back on those.
That's the way,
myself.
Man. Brotherhood, where can we find you, bud?
Mostly on Twitch at twitch.tv/BrotherhoodIEX.
How many followers you got on Twitch now?
Just shy of 1,500.
Nice, well done,
Nice,
man.
man.
So are you going to push for partnership soon, or?
Yeah, that is the goal. I've got a busy couple weeks with stuff outside of streaming and all that. But after that, we'll definitely push for 2K and then
Nice.
go from there with partnership.
Well, please let me know. Please let me know if I can do anything to help.
You're coming to PAX as well, remember? Don't forget you got PAX with us in October too, so don't forget that, man.
Yeah.
So who is Shiga? You going to PAX this year? That's the wrong answer, man. That's the wrong fucking answer.
Listen, I really enjoyed, it last year, meeting all, I talked to Pancake, said hello to him.
I'm sorry, man. I was drunk.
You spent
I'm
most
sorry
of
you
that
made me in
drunk
general,
anyway,
but I was
talking
also drunk. So
it was early. It was early in the day before we got to the pub and that. So, but at the minute, I'd probably say I will probably do, if you guys do a meetup again, I will come down and do that. So yeah, because I had a really good time last time
awesome.
and that. So yeah, definitely.
Radiant, are you going to PAX?
Not sure if I get the time off work, then yeah, maybe.
Who's your boss? I'll give him a call.
Just falling sick, mate. Just falling sick.
Yeah.
No, they all know where I live. They've come to my house.
Oh, okay. Warrior, you were coming PAX this year, aren't you?
Oh yeah, my first one. I'm excited.
Hey,
Yeah.
Had to come in for the 10-year anniversary. Had to come in for the final shape. If there's ever going to be a PAX, it's got to be this one.
Hell yes. This is fucking awesome.
Excited.
This is great. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thanks, everybody, for tuning up. I love you all. And I am going to stop streaming right now, and then we can carry on fucking chatting if you want to fucking chat.